Hey everyone, this is Charles Sniper again. Good morning. This Sunday morning. This will be a quick video about some major stocks and looking at the levels. I already made a index review video, so I'm trying to separate those two so that the videos remain shorter and people can choose what exactly they want to watch. Okay, so let's get started quickly with analysis of some major stocks. So to start with, let's get and into looking at Apple. So Apple, as we could see, it did a touchdown on 200 days average. It was a lower low and it bounced back all the way to the cloud, and there might be some consolidation happening. The Bollinger Bands are consolidating. So for now, the cloud is the resistance, right, which is around 165, and 200 days, like especially this 100 days should be the support 163-ish. So as long as 163 holds, it can just do some consolidation there. But if it loses 163 again, then we are looking back and trying to for it to explore this area here. Okay, the buying was similar to what happened here towards the end of the January month, but there was still consistent sell-off after that. So, and the overall buying pressure by buying, I think it's less than that. But important points note is below the cloud, and it might sandwich between 100 days and 200 days for some time. Okay. With that, let's quickly look at weekly. Weekly was a doji, which means indecisive candle, and we might see another week of consolidation. This was a long range to explore, and typically these ranges get explored in the next week. So we might be looking at some kind of exploration of this one. And then overall below 5 weeks average, so it's a no touch zone from long-term perspective, but at least it's trying to close about 20 weeks average. Okay, um, still I think from range perspective, as you can see, there is a lot of range in which it can do a lot of drama. So for now it varies from around 150 to 185. Okay, so that's pretty much about Apple. A newer low was made, and we have to see how it goes and consolidates next week. So next one is Amazon. Amazon, it's around close 20% correction from all-time highs. And one constructive thing is it did not make a new low, unlike like Apple, probably because it actually moved down quite a bit, unlike Apple. Okay, so a higher low below 5 weeks average still from a daily perspective. That was a nice move, but still below 38.2 retracement and below the cloud. 50 weeks average, 50 days average is coming through. I think we have some room for it to bounce all the way until 3150, under 75 points, and then probably follow along like this curve, or retest back these levels. Okay, so price action looks a little bit better than Apple by making a higher low. So the next one is Google. So Google did not make any, it just kind of revisited its old levels, previous levels, and that's a neutral kind of thing, but still below 200 days average. Bounced back one third of that entire down move, 38.2 retracement. So resistance would be around 2715, and we have to see how it behaves there. But still, it can explore on a weekly perspective the entire bounce that happened last week, right? So you can go back and explore these prices above the cloud. Okay, so with still below 5 weeks average, so as of now it did not turn bullish yet. So above the cloud and below 5 weeks average, that's where probably it will do some dancing. It reclaimed back that 50 weeks average, which is sitting around 2632. So probably consolidation, if some consolidation happens, that would be a first level of support 2632, and resistance wise it is 200 days average, which is 2715. So next stock is Tesla. Tesla lost 200 days average. As we were discussing earlier, it made a clear lower low, and it is back probably, I think, around these highs before, around 843. So with it's still below that level, so there is a lot of price action that happened here. So as long as it stays below that level, it can explore further downward. The cloud is very, very thin here, and 100 weeks average is there. So looks like that is going to be a 618 support. And without, I don't see there is any major news, and this is just starting. The bearishness just starting, and if the market consolidates, this can explore some lower prices still. Okay, maybe you could probably sell that 315 600-ish puts or put spreads based on that to kind of play that kind of drama, right, for a long time, maybe until April ish. Okay. uh, let's go and see on daily below 200 days average, which is the resistance for now 833. And from support perspective, there is no support on daily, but we can draw probably a trend line, downtrend line here that's forming. So we can see, if that kind of holds back, and there is this support here, these levels and stuff. So 809 level previously that were explored. Okay, but overall it's in a broadening formation with volatility taking it further lower. You can see this is a complex head and shoulders formation, and there might be a bounce, and it might even give further. Okay, thick red cloud. From weekly perspective, support wise, it would be the 100 weeks average as of now, below 766 level and below 675. It might explore that 618 levels. Okay, sell volume was significantly higher above volume on last week. So the next one is Facebook. I was just looking at it from long-term perspective, what exactly is happening. So it's in that solid, I drew that long-term channel, right? So it was around 17.55, and we have this level, and as you could see, the trend line, it said is it grinded higher along the channel high. This is very long-term, and it pulled back almost to the base of the channel. So can it go further lower? Probably yes. I mean, most of the volume is around this area. So if we have to put in a range above 175 to 200 range is kind of where this kind of consolidation happens for multiple months. Um, on a weekly basis, still a lot of catch up to do. A big gap down. 222 will be resistance for now. On a 237 probably falling quite a bit, so it comes to 22. So a bounce to 22 is nothing. I could still be bearish. Okay, so it can be very volatile here, or do more chop consolidation. It has to do a lot of consolidation. Even on daily, there is so much range, and it will do a lot of consolidation here. Almost 45% down, so cut in half. Netflix, it was also cut in half, 700 to 350. It did not make a new low. 400 is the resistance for now, with this level 350 as support on weekly basis. Below 200 weeks average, very very thin body, so some kind of up move is happening, but more or less it wants to consolidate sideways for a long time, right? So no bullishness until unless it goes above 425. Okay, you can play range bound between 350 and 400 for now, but I think you should look to enter only above 425. Same thing with Facebook. We need to wait and see, if it gets about 235-ish. Okay, so that's where you can turn bullish because that's a 200 weeks average, which is very significant level. If it can climb above that and stay above that, that probably forms a new consolidation sideways action zone. But below that, I think it's untouched unless you are scalping or day trading. NVDA holding 50 weeks average nicely. It did not. It probably made. Let us see if it made a new low. Almost it touched that. Okay. So there you can divide the stocks into three categories, right? The stocks that made a lower low, the stock that revisited the previous levels, and the stock that made a higher low. Okay. So NVIDIA looks like it's revisited those levels. Same with Google, right? Whereas Amazon made a higher low. Sorry. Yeah. So let's look at NVIDIA. About 200 days average, which is good. 261 as resistance, 262 as resistance, and 210 as support. So around $50 range. It could do some consolidation there. Weekly, below 5 weeks average, so that might leave it, kind of choppy. About 215 and 240 range. It could do some consolidation there. 30% down from all-time highs. AMD, it made a higher low, which is good. Amazon and AMD so far made a higher low. 50 weeks average is around 128, around 130-ish. So as long as it holds above 113 level, we are looking at sandwiching between those two and consolidating on and off between around 110 to 130 for some time. Okay, weekly below 50 weeks average and above 5 weeks average. So AMD looking a little bit more constructive. So still 30% down. So overall, that's outlook of it. Stocks are in the lower um, range of the January pullback, testing that. Some are making lower lows, some are making higher lows, and some are testing the levels. So we have to really wait back and see. If you do not want to, if you want to find relative strength, probably that higher low stuff, AMD and Amazon looks okay. But overall, no stock is, some stocks are about 200 days average. Those are the stocks that probably have some life left. So maybe you can position yourself in those stocks. Or if you want to be, play the entire basket, QQQ is a nice basket for you to play, which includes almost a lot of these stocks, okay, of relative strength. So with that being said, let's quickly look at Bitcoin. It's still making that in that range. This is a very big right shoulder, head, left shoulder, and if he wants to puke now, it could quickly go to that 3,000 level. It's still a $10,000, but again, this pattern looks from this level perspective. So it broke that head and shoulders, moved down and bounced back and revisiting that resistance neckline. Let me draw that neckline here. So head and shoulders and puke, and now it's backing at that resistance for now. Um, yeah, no, nothing can be done, nothing can be said about it. It made a higher low, so we have to wait and see how it takes this range, whether it would make a new lows or not. Same thing with Ethereum also. So if I convert that into neckline, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder forming, and we have some more room for it to go down. So around 2000 level, probably it is a good area to for you to get in for a quick bounce. Okay, but higher low so far. No, not solid price action. It's just kind of trying to figure out where the overall market is going. So that's pretty much it for this stocks review video. So few stocks are looking good: Amazon and AMD, NVDA, and any stock that is about 200 days average probably is something that you can look at. But stay away from stocks that are still below 200 days average. Okay, stick to scalping or day trading. No swings as of now. Thank you, and see you in the next weekend video.